So this is a Blender application. By default, when you start the Blender application, you will see a little cube. Now, I like, when I'm working with the Blender, to have a three button mouse. And if I'm holding the middle one, right, I can simply rotate the view of my scene, and I can also use that wheel to zoom in and zoom out. What is happening right now, I'm not making this cube larger, I'm simply zooming in to see details a little bit better. Now I can also use a right click, which will help me to select. By default we have a camera, so with the right click I can select the camera, and then I can see the properties of my camera. Or I can, with the right click, I can select the cube, and then I can see the properties of the cube. I can also right click the lamp, and by default I see the properties of the lamp. Now I like to go under File and go User Preferences, and I usually have this option clicked on to use the three button mouse. I also like under the editing to, when I'm creating a new object, I like to be aligned to view. By default it's the world, but I like it to view, right? The other thing that I like under input is to use numpad, just in the case if I'm using the regular computer, not my laptop. So I can always click Save User Settings and then use them. Now if you go under here, you can see the shortcuts, and you can spend some time becoming familiar with these ones and see how Blender is using quite a lot of shortcuts, and we will be using some of these. So you can spend some time becoming familiar with them. And anyway, so these are the, if you changed something, so align to view and input using the three button mouse and numpad, just click Save User Settings and close it. Okay, so now we have it. So if I'm using a Shift key and the middle mouse, I can simply pan. I can use my wheel to rotate or come closer. Okay, so that would be something to start with. Now notice that we have different panels, and depending what I change, let's say if I change from 3D view and let's say I just use the outliner, this window is going to be changed, right? So I can always go back to this one. By default we have the window that we will build and create. We'll also have this one window, which will list all the objects that are currently in our file. We see the property panels, right? And we have here, this is a timeline, and these are some of our tools. So we have tools, basic tools, and you can click here and find some of them. So if I would like to go, let's select the box, and you will see how it's outlined with a yellow line. This is what we call an object mode, and I can go in edit mode, and in edit mode right here you will see that I can have edit mode selected with the vertices, with the lines, or with the faces. So if I hit A to deselect all or A to select all, I can select one face and then I can edit that face, move it. I can come into the lines and then just move and edit the lines. Or I can go in the vertices and then select and move the vertices. Depending what I selected, I can go and change some other, put some additional commands if I want to. So under, let's say, if I would like to extrude, I can hit extrude, or I can hit E, and just drag it a little bit out. So select a surface, hit E. You can also go in lines and select maybe these lines. Holding a shift, you can select more than one, and then hit E, and now you can have something like this. Now if I go back to the object mode, then I can select the whole object and use it. And if I want to delete, I will just hit X and delete it, right? The other thing, so now let's say if I would like to add some new object, right? I can hit create and choose any of these, or I can hit Shift A and then add UV sphere, for example. By default, where my cursor, 3D cursor was left, that's where I'm going to find my new, that's where the new object will be created. And again, if I want to go in tab, hitting a tab will go switch me to edit mode, and I can select some of these surfaces, let's say E extrude, and edit them if I want, click back to tab mode, and have it as an object. And if I don't like it, I can hit X to delete. So let's see if I would like to build just a simple plane and maybe put few boxes. I want to be in the right window, and the right window for building is not a perspective but orthographic. So I will hit 7, which will switch me to the top, and then I'll hit 5 to be in top ortho. So 5 is switching between orthographic and perspective view, right? And I'm here. Now you can also go under here, view, and use these to switch to view. Okay? And if I could do Shift A or click here, plane, and hit S to scale, right? Here's my plane. I can switch now different view again, view, and let's say do the front or side, or simply hit number 3, and now I'm in the right view. The moment I change something, I have user ortho. So when we're building, we want to be in orthographic view, right or front or left or top, but we don't like to start building when your view is not orthographic. So if I go back to the top view, I'll do Shift A and add another cube. Let's see how that looks here. So I would like to move this box on a surface. So let me go into wireframe just to be sure that I will see everything. And let's click number 3 so I'm in the right orthographic. And now I can move it and position it right where I would like to see it. Let's click back into the solid, and we have it now as it is.